Hi, I'm Rob and this is Gems of War. In this video I'll be showing you my raid boss event team and it in action at the same time. Tomorrow there's also another vault starting, which is pretty exciting, and I'll be showing my really fast mythic and a fast non-mythic team at the same time to help you get the most out of those events. So be sure to subscribe if you've not done so already. I've also done my Soul Forge review for today, what's good and bad and what I recommend from the Soul Forge, and that is in a previous video. I'll put the link in the description below. But on with today's raid boss and my team. First thing I'd recommend is going to the shop and definitely getting tier 1 and at least tier 2 if you can. It's the only way I think to get the Godslayer right now, which is Valiant Pyrea. It deals damage to the enemy, and if they're a boss, which Zul'Goth will be when we get to that stage, deal 3 to 5 times damage based on my ascensions. Then gain 2 magic for each elemental star on the board. That part is not important. What is the important part is that 3 to 5 times damage, which will be firing on Zul'Goth and taking him out of the game with one shot pretty much most of the time. The traits are good. The third one is not absolutely essential. The deal 3 to 5 times skull damage versus bosses is obviously really handy, but that's only if you put her in first place, and she wouldn't be in first place. She'll typically be in third or fourth place in our team. So if you don't have the trait stones for that third trait, because you do have to get 1 and 2 traits first, then don't worry too much on that. Just concentrate on getting this troop and just charging them up and hitting Zul'Goth with that spell. Right, like I say, you do get the tier 1 and tier 2, you get the Potion of Enchantment, the Potion of Explosion, which is really handy, as well as extra boss sigils, extra kingdom troops, extra souls, and more besides. But I would recommend actually getting to tier 3 if you have the gems, because this is a pretty handy weapon. We're not going to be using it for this event right now, because we've got a different team for this, but it's still a handy weapon, and still pretty nifty, and I will go ahead and buy these right now. Now we grab our Godslayer troop. Really handy being able to do that extra damage on Zul'Goth when he appears. And I'll grab that as well, just because I like the weapon. And it's in the Soul Forge at the moment, but this is a far cheaper way of getting that weapon. It'll cost you 200 diamonds plus some extra resources if you get it from the Soul Forge. This is a much better way of getting it if you have gems to spare. It is overall, I think, much cheaper, and gems are a lot easier to come by than diamonds. Right, now onto the fight itself. What I'm going to be doing here is a Black Manacles, Shayla, and we have to put one more troop in there, which will be our new troop. There she is. Let's boost her up first. Just keep it on the basic level. I probably will go and get some extra ones of her later on. Like I say, I don't actually have enough to get that right now, so I wouldn't actually even bother spending anything on that right now. I might as well do that one, because we've got absolutely hundreds of those other spare trait stones. But yeah, that third trait isn't actually that important anyway, because you're not going to put her in first position. Right, now for this team, let's actually recruit her then, that helps. On the banners wise, I'll be going +2 brown, +1 purple, -1 green, because we like brown and we like purple in this team. And class wise, we're going Elementalist, because that third trait is just too good to ignore. It's like, well, if you can use Elementalist and it works for your team, it's just a no-brainer, because stun, freeze, burn and entangle a random enemy when matching 4 or more gems is just absolutely superb. And on the talents, I'll change that. I want to go to Snap Freeze. Second one, Immunity to Frozen. Third one, I haven't looked at it properly, but none of them are particularly that great. But we'll go with all brown allies gain 3 armor, because we have some brown allies. Create Dust Storm at the start of the battle is really good. Rock Solid, we gain a barrier when matching brown gems. Gain bonus brown from brown gem matches. So we've got a lot of brown going on here, which is really good for the team. And I haven't got that one yet, but if I did, I would probably go Fortitude, Immune to Stun, Poison, Disease, Death Mark, Lycanthropy, and Devour. Now the way this team works is, basically we've got Black Manacles, deals, in my case, 42 damage to all enemies with a 20% chance to devour a random enemy. We get that, obviously, that superb third elemental force trait. We've got 2 times Shayla in here, because her third trait there, she creates a brown gem when her turn begins. And we've got 2 of them, so we'll be creating 2 brown gems when the turn begins, which is pretty neat. And spell is quite handy, but you do have to plan it, and it's convert a mana gem into a elemental star. Valiant Pyrea is here because she can deal damage to the boss when he appears, and pretty much wipe out Zul'Goth in one shot for quite a few turns. Right, another quick way to do this is to change to something like Titan class. For the early stages, this is probably going to be quicker, and this is what I actually may well do. In fact, I will do this because we're going to get 50% mana start right at the beginning. Where are you? There it is. So there we go, all giant allies start with 50% mana. This is just for black manacles. This pretty much guarantees we get a really fast start on this. And when that gets to the point we're not one-shotting all the opponents, we can then change to Elementalist class. So for speed, put Titan class on first. All right, and here we go. So as soon as we start, we're going to start 50% mana. And we're already on 12 out of 15. Look, we're already ready to go. And we can just cast immediately. And this first set of opponents is going to be really easy, really fast. I'll have to do that later. Like I say, this still will work on elemental class. It's got a lot of benefits to it, but like that, because of the quick start, we got charged up before the game effectively even begun. So it was just like game start, cast, finished. And Black Manacles is a really handy early weapon. Again, same deal. Didn't even have to do anything, just cast the spell as soon as the game started. Very easy team to use. Nothing much to think about. Again, it's 3 out of 4 now. We've been charged immediately without having to do anything at all. So definitely for the early part of this, worth changing to Titan class. If you don't have that third trait, whatever it is on Titan class to get the 50% start, then Elementalist class will still work. This is just literally to save a little bit of time on these early stages. There's a lot of benefits to Elementalist class regarding brown, so you're still going to get it charged up really fast. And all we've got to do is collect 1 lot of brown and we are still good to go. It's going to be quite a while before we have to cast this twice, or think of it have to change from Titan class. Obviously, if your Black Manacles is a lower level than mine, you'll be doing less damage. You have to base everything on that. If it works out good for you, then obviously keep on casting it. Even on a low level in these early stages, I would have thought that you're still going to be doing just 1 shot on the opponents for quite a bit of time. Just want to get to the stage where Zul'Goth starts to appear, so I can show the theory on Valiant Pyrea. Just for speed, I'm just wiping these out straight away, not collecting 4 matches or anything. It's just literally to show how fast this team can work. Super easy, doesn't take much explaining. And the reason why this is happening, why we're getting this charged without doing anything, is because of Shayla here. That third trait, creating a brown gem when my turn begins. 2 of them, we're getting 2 browns every start of the round. And it's just working out in a very good way indeed. Actually, that time we didn't actually wipe everybody out, so now we can convert a mana gem into a elemental star. So we can just put that somewhere where it's going to be effective and get a bunch of mana from that. An elemental star, when you place it, if you forget what the colours do, if you have a look at the where it says gems there in the left hand corner, it will show you the colours. in each corner of that elemental star, brown, blue, red and green, and basically it affects things in the corner. So basically you have to, it's different from the other stars, you have to place that in a way that you're going to get a match still, but it will then get extra mana from stuff that is in the corner. Somebody lingered behind and still survived. Right, so we're already in a zone where we're going to have to be casting that twice there, but let's see how it does on Storm Zul'Goth. Kill an enemy, stun and burn all enemies, but he's not going to get a chance to do that. Because Zul'Goth can get charged up surprisingly fast sometimes. What we'll be doing is literally as soon as, you know, you can play it safe if you like. You can just get this. Well, it's going to be charged next turn anyway because we're enchanted. So it will be charged up next time, so we can just get whichever colour we like. Then you can play it safe and just take out Zul'Goth, because he is super damaging. We'll put an elemental star there. That'll get us charged up. And we finish them off. This is where it gets more interesting, because you have to shift your attention mainly from casting black manacles all the time. Sometimes through luck of how things happen, Zul'Goth may have got a good start on the mana, so let's pretend that he's off and running on a really good score on mana already. We want to actually concentrate on getting Valiant Pyrea charged up, and then casting her on Zul'Goth and taking them out in one go. And then we can concentrate on finishing off the rest of the team. Basically, the way the mana gem converts into an elemental star is you do a match like normal, but it has to be on one of those colours on the elemental star. And as long as you do that, you're guaranteed to get a decent amount of mana. But if you do notice, it does actually fire out diagonally. What I don't want to do next time I cast it is slow the game down to show how that shoots out into the diagonals and blasts mana that way as well. So I'll do it here. I'll cast it here, but what I'm going to do first, I'll slow the game down. I'm going to put it down to just 1 times and show what happens when I cast this. I'll do it here. Watch the diagonals, because we'll get the match here from the brown, but it also then fires diagonally and destroys all those gems as well from the diagonal. So you can actually work things out like that to your advantage. Yeah, let's just put that back to normal, otherwise the game just feels way too slow once you get used to ×4. Let's just take him out for good measure, and then cast black manacles and finish the game. It's a nice low level team to use this. Shayla is only epic normally, and black manacles is quite an early weapon in the game if I remember. So no mythics in this, no legendaries, not if you include the weapon. I think that's classed as a legendary weapon ordinarily. So when you get this cast like this and it's ready to go, you can just completely play it safe and give Zul'Goth a big whack straight away and take him straight out of the game. Then we use our elemental star converter and then just cast black manacles again, and it's game over. Right, I'll just do one more because it's pretty clear how this team works, I think. Very simple to use. Just the later the game goes on, make sure you concentrate on taking Zul'Goth out nice and early. You don't want to risk him casting and spoiling the flow of the team by probably taking out your most needed ally. Yeah, just ping that there. And then we've got the Devourer as well. That's what's handy about Black Manacles. Sometimes the Devourer just comes into play and saves you the effort of having to actually finish them off properly. So there's a team. When you've actually finished and used all your sigils up, you can remember to go to the rewards and collect all the stuff, because there's some handy stuff in here sometimes, like there we go, look, vault keys, diamonds, got an Orb of Chaos already. For very little effort and a pretty quick team. So there's a video. If you found it useful or helpful, be cool if you liked and subscribed. But most of all, thanks for watching. See you again next time. Bye for now. Let's just see what Orb of Chaos I get. It's going to be an Orb of Growth or an Orb of Wisdom. It always is. Please be wrong. But yes, I was wrong. I love being wrong. I love saying stuff like that and then being wrong. Because that's the ones that I want. The Orb of Ascensions to get those power orbs. Right. Really going now. Bye.